Hi, my name is Alna from alnakane.com. And for today's video, we're going to talk about the easy and quick guide to landing your first freelance writing job as a beginner, right? And in this video, I'm going to give you some templates from niche to pitch to negotiations and more, right? So it's going to be the full thing if you're a brand new freelance writer. Okay, so if you don't know who I am, let me tell you a little bit about who I am. So I am a mom to twins, and I started freelance writing about 5 years ago. All right. And I was able to land my first client in about 2 months. And then I landed $400 for that first client. And then the next month I landed my first $1,000. And I was so amazed by that as a stay-at-home mom. I couldn't believe it. And then after that, I landed another client and a client and a client and landed more and more. And I couldn't believe it. It was amazing. But you know what? I still had some problems in the initial. When I first started, I made a ton of mistakes and I messed up a lot, and it costed me money and clients. And I don't want that happening to you. So I want to give you this quick guide so that you can get started right away. So let's get to it. All right. So the first thing to get ready is you need the basics. So a computer or laptop and proper seating. One thing that I want to let you know is I would caution against starting your freelance writing business on your couch with your laptop or on, your kitchen table with your laptop. It is crucial to have proper seating and a workspace. When I first started freelance writing, that's exactly what I did. And that was a big mistake. I ended up getting repetitive stress injury with my hands, and it hurt every time I typed. I had to take months off to get well. I had to do a lot of big hand movements, and I couldn't do typing at all. And once I found proper seating, a good chair, and I was using an ergonomic keyboard, that helped me a lot. And so even today, I don't sit on the couch and type, just like peruse online with my laptop, because I do fall into getting RSI or repetitive stress injury. So be careful with that. Make sure you have a professional email address. So don't be using your personal email address like blueberry189@gmail.com. Set up a professional name. So using your name, your website name, your business name. Okay. Use a Skype address. So make sure you have a Skype address. A lot of clients and potential clients want to do a Skype meeting as part of their process of finding work for them. Right? So be open to that. I personally haven't done Skype interviews at all, maybe just a handful of them, but I do use Skype interviews for hiring ghostwriters, or I hired a copywriter recently, actually. So, and we, talked on Skype. So it's important to have that up. Have a business PayPal address or something similar like Stripe. You need a place to show your work, and we'll go into that. So a place to showcase your writing, your samples. You need a project management system, like, make sure you have a planner, or you can use something digital like Trello. This is just a place to keep track of your client work and your pitches. And while this is helpful, it's not necessary, but you can sign up for an invoicing system like FreshBooks or Zoho. And also, one thing to note, if you start making money as a freelance writer, it's recommended for freelancers to save at least 30% of their income for tax purposes. I'm not a tax expert, so please don't email me your tax questions. But usually, this is what you should do. And you're probably not pay all of that. You're going to pay less than the 30% that you save, but it's a safe amount in case you don't know your own tax brackets. So make sure you know that. Number 2, I want you to pick 3 niches and write samples in those niches. A lot of reading that you might do about freelance writing and recommendations might be to pick one niche. And there are several ways to go about that. I believe that the best way for new writers is to pick a couple of niche topics that they're interested in writing about. But you can look at your niche in 3 different ways. You can find top paying niches like real estate or law, for example. They're top paying niches. and write about that. Even if you don't know much about it, you can feasibly find that information online, but it's going to take you a long time to build credibility in that niche, and you may not pick up a lot of gigs in those niche topics. You can pick 3 general niches. That's exactly what I'm suggesting, and that at least you know some things about. So for me, it was natural health, parenting, and education. I was a mom to twins, so I was learning about parenting tactics. I was really into natural health. I still am. And I worked in the school system before I had my twins. So I could draw and leverage my experience as my niche topics. But one thing to note when you start looking at your experience or your interest is to focus on niche topics where there are products and services associated with them. So for example, if we take parenting as a niche topic, there are a ton of products and services associated with parenting and babies and things like that, right? So you know that that's a viable niche for you to start writing in, especially if you pick up big brands that have the large budget for content marketing and writing. When you think about something like feminism, I can't even say it, feminism, it may not be the best niche, right? Because when you think about it, what kind of businesses are there regarding feminism? And do they have any services or products with that topic, right? So again, when you think about things like history or art, while there are gigs and potential clients out there, it might be hard for you to start thinking about that. If there are products and services associated with that. And there are, for some creative outlets like gardening and even possibly art, there are products and services associated with that topic. All right. So I want you to do that extra step when you're thinking about your niche. Okay, number 3, using Contently. Contently is an online platform that has digital marketing content, but they have a portfolio section. So if you don't have the budget to start a website or a writer website, that's okay. Start using Contently to showcase your work. So all you got to do is you type in Contently portfolio in Google, and it's usually the first link, and you can sign up right there and register for a free account. Okay. So there you go. This is what my Contently looks like. So it has a picture of me. It has links to my social media profile, which is something that I didn't mention, but if possible, set up a Twitter account, a Facebook account, LinkedIn account, get on social media so that prospects know that you're online, that you're legit, that you're a real person. It has a title. For me, I'm a B2B professional writer. So whatever title that you deem yourself, and then a little bio of what I do and who I help, and then my projects, right? So it's a nice little platform, and you can link to that in your pitches for sure and show potential clients. Right, number 4, you can pick a pitching strategy. There are 4 to choose from. There is a job board strategy, a cold pitching strategy, a social media marketing strategy, and a guest posting strategy. So the easiest way for brand news to break into freelance writing is by using job boards. So having a really good job board strategy. So let's go through that a little bit. Some popular job boards that are free to use are ProBlogger, Blogging Pro, Media Bistro, and Freelance Writing. So let's look at that. ProBlogger is a great blog to learn about blogging, actually. There's even a podcast, ebooks, and courses, but they do have a job board. So visit this job board. This is the one of the most fast moving. So it has the most freshest jobs daily. Okay. You can go to Blogging Pro. Blogging Pro are only blogging jobs. I personally write blogging content for clients, and I love blogging. It's my passion. So I like this job board. So you can find blogging jobs here. Okay. You can type freelance writing. Freelance writing actually curates a whole bunch of jobs from all around online. So from Craigslist, Indeed, Blogging Pro, freelance job openings, all these sites. You can just go to this one place to find them. Okay. And you can even niche down by skills, location, if you want remote work, and even by your niche. So if you are pets, so just search pet. Here's a pet sitter, pet jobs. And then Media Bistro. Media Bistro is like one level up of these freelance writing jobs in terms of the type and quality of jobs. They're usually higher paying. So if we just type in, and they have different types of jobs here, as you can see, editing jobs, marketing jobs, creative jobs. You can take a look at all of those if you want, but let's look at writing jobs. Here you can go by your specialty. So if you just want like something like editorial, so magazine gigs, and find something here, right? So for example, this site needs a freelance writer and they're willing to pay $150 per blog post. It's not even a magazine, like on a magazine site, it's a blog post. So awesome. You can view the details and go from there. Here is, so this is sort of $50 for 1,500 words is low paying. So I wouldn't even entertain this, but again, it's up to you if you want to go into that. But you can just look here and see what's out there. Awesome. I'm just looking at all of them. Okay. Visit these job boards multiple times a day, 2-3 times at a time every day, preferably in the morning and at night, and pitch to anything that is remotely interesting to you. My first break was writing about automotive topics. I'm not a big fan about writing in that niche, but it was somewhat interesting to me. And so I was able to write about, traveling with your kids and car seat safety and auto insurance and things like that were somewhat interesting to me. And I enjoyed writing about them, actually. All right, so here's a sample pitch template. One thing to note is that you do need to stand out when you're pitching using free job boards. They're free, so that means everyone knows about them. And so marketers that get these pitches, they will probably receive up to 400 responses to their jobs that they posted on these sites. So you need to stand out, and you can stand out using several different tactics. One of them is using an email subject line. Maybe you can stand out by using a specific email subject line. You can stand out in your pitch by having a related story that gets them interested in you and your content. All right, and there's another way, but we'll go into that in a couple of slides. Actually, the next slide. All right, so here's my sample pitch template. The email subject line here is Tech Writer for Digital Blue, Pro Blogger ad. For me, I like to note what the job ad is for, so what kind of writer they're seeking, and for what company, and at what job site that I saw it at. Okay, it says here, hi, my name is Elna, and I'm a freelance writer in the niche that you are in. So for me, digital marketing niche. Your ad on Pro Blogger caught my immediate attention. I exclusively write in the digital marketing niche by providing content on email marketing, content marketing, social media marketing. If possible, I can share a related story about this. It's kind of hard in the marketing. I guess for me, it would be, I have my own courses, and I can share my marketing tactics that way if I wanted to. But for example, if let's say if I picked up a gig or wanted to pitch to a gig for twin content, well, I can share my story about having twins and my process of getting twins and the complications that I had. I can share my story with that to connect with that potential person reading my pitch, right? So it says here, please check out my portfolio. So linking to your Contently portfolio, or if you have one on your writer website. I would love to discuss more content ideas. I look forward to hearing from you. So again, it's leaving that open. All right. So another way you can stand out is to circle back. Okay. Follow up on those pitches that you send. All right. Job boards are highly competitive. So circle back and make sure that the contact person actually read your pitch and had a chance to look at your portfolio. Maybe they hadn't because, again, they received 400 submissions, right? So let them know. You can actually cut and paste your pitch right then and there in that circle back email too, if you wanted to. So just remember that the majority of writers that pitch to these sites don't ever circle back. So you'll be standing out if you do that. All right, the next thing, congratulations, you landed that gig, right? You almost landed that gig, actually, because they responded. Usually when clients respond or potential jobs respond, if you can convince them, they'll hire you. That's what's happened to me. So read the email. Make sure to provide the information that they seek, right? So for me, I liked to include something like my rate. Right? If they didn't already stipulate in their job ad. So what is your rate? And one thing to upsell your services is to provide other rates for your other services. So your ghostwriting rate, your editing rate, right? So they may not hire you for writing, but they might hire you for their editing that they need, right? Boom, right there in that one email, you get the gig. Provide more proof that you can write for them in that topic that they want. So I link to my portfolio, but my portfolio has a lot of different type of topics, WordPress topics. It has digital marketing topics, blogging topics, social media marketing topics. Maybe this gig is just for email marketing and I don't have much representation of email marketing on my portfolio. So I would provide them links to my post about email marketing. But if you're brand new and you don't have that proof, go and dive down into your writing process. So you will show your authority and expertise by giving them a rundown of how you can write for them. So for example, if you want to write in the pet industry and so you have no proof, except that you maybe have a dog, right? And you shared that in your pitch, you can tell them, say, I can write for you. I can find topics easily, especially on the topics that I know people will search for by using something like Answer the Public. So Answer the Public is a great site because this curates all the questions that people ask and they plug into Google. If I type in dog, let's see what kind of questions people ask about dogs. So there are, let's see how many questions there are. 200 questions. If I put it here in the data table form, you can see quickly, can a dog eat all these things? Eat cheese, eat melon, eat orange. You can write a blog post on the bad foods or foods not to feed your dog, right? Here are what's the best dog food? What's the best breed I should get? Maybe you can tailor that to a family. What's the best family-friendly dog to have? What's the first type of dog you should get? If it's your first dog. There's lots of things in here. So best places for dogs to stay if you're traveling. All right. So you can get some ideas about these types of questions that people are actually plugging into Google. And you can tell your prospective client that you know these tools. Hey, I'm well versed in using a tool like Answer the Public. Or even you can go on Google to search for topics as well. Right. So giving them a process of your writing and how you find topics for them. Okay. That can make you stand out as well. All right. Now you land the gig, right? So congratulations, you land the gig. So for you to become the go-to writer so that they keep requesting your services and that you land even more gigs, you need to wow them, right? So some easy ways to wow your clients are by exceeding those deadlines, even by a day. I do this all the time, especially with my first client. I treat them like gold and treat every client like gold. Please do that because it will show. There are so many writers out there that just flake. They just ghost their clients. And so you don't want to do that. You don't want to ghost them. And you do that by being available to them. But this is not to say that you can't be on their beck and call. And if they ring you up, or try to Skype you at 3 a.m, they do have to respect your working hours for sure. But be available to them. Respond to those emails as fast as you can. It's okay. You don't have to work on the weekends. But make sure you know where that business is from. Are they in Germany? Do they start their work week a day earlier? One of my clients in Dubai did. They started their work week on Sundays, actually. I didn't know that. But I was flexible. That's another thing. To contact them on Sundays and to receive emails and to, open up discussion on a Sunday. I was totally open to that and flexible. And then finally, be the expert. You're the expert. They hired you as the person. They didn't hire a content marketing agency to find content for them. They hired actual person that's experienced and the expert. So be the expert freelance writer that you know about negotiation, setting your rate, things like that. And that will help you land more gigs. And then after you get feedback from your first submission, ask for testimonial. If it's great, if it's great feedback, no revisions needed, ask for a testimonial. And so here are 3 testimonial templates that you can start using. A lot of freelance writers write the testimonial for their clients and then have them approve it. If you find that their client's too busy, or so ask them, say, I have a template that you can use. You want me to send it over and see if you want to use it, or do you want to draft your own testimonial? Okay. So let them know that. So here's 3 of them. So Elna is a true professional, and it shows in how she communicates and delivers. I'm impressed and grateful to work with her. I've worked with many other writers, and it's clear she knows this industry. I would recommend Elna to anyone that needs effective copy that sells. Here's another one. Elna's writing expertise was clear right up front when she helped me with whatever topic it was. She created a solid voice for her content that showcased her message, our message. I would definitely recommend working with her. And finally, Elna writes amazing copy and delivered the project in record time. I was seriously impressed by this. She did solid research, and I know I can count on her to hit her deadlines and provide a story that's ready to go with little to no editing required. Elna is friendly, easy to work with, and takes direction well. I know I can count on Elna to provide good, clean copy on time. So use those, and that showcases your best features. So like this last one it shows that, that I have impressive copy, that I delivered in record time, things like that you can mention. All right. So that's your quick and easy guide to finding your first freelance client with some templates. So I hope you land your first client. Let me know, add a comment, and make sure that you subscribe to my channel, where you're going to get the best freelance writing tips out there that are actual real freelance writing tips from a real freelance writer. All right. See you next time.